this is so and so, this is that. You have to just put a hyphen and say, suppose if it is about, say something like Udupi, probably the Udupi Sri Krishna temple, so you'll probably say it's a temple of Lord Sri Krishna, and probably some historical antecedents you will write. So you have to be very, very specific to the point, and you have to manage your time. So practice writing and see the number of questions. 25 questions is known. And then you have 180 minutes. So either if all questions carry equal marks, it's easier. But there are some questions which carry less marks, and some questions have sub-questions also. So you will have to strategize. If it is a 10 marker, you have to use only 3 to 4 minutes. If it is a 15 marker, say about 5 to 6 minutes. Then if it is a 20 marker, about 8 to 10 minutes. That's the strategy.
One more thing is that, so once if you get the question paper, just strategize. Which question you want to attend first. So like that, you just plan in the exam hall and you can write. Within a 5 minutes, you can plan.
One thing I used to practice is that create exam-like situations and put yourself in that situation and have the same kind of pressure upon you. In that way, if you practice that way, at least I gave at least 10 to 15 tests before appearing in the mains examination. And I can tell you honestly that I used to falter in last 10 to 15 marks questions only, and in mains also it happened the same way. So the harder you practice, the easier it will be for you in the main examination. So that is the only way. I don't think there is any shortcut in this way, because your writing of the answers is the only medium between you and the examiner. And on the basis of that only, he will give you marks. No matter how much you know, no matter what degree you hold. Whatever you are writing on that blank sheet of paper, that will be the only testimony to your talent.
Thank you.
See, exam is all about this right kind of preparation, okay? Like while reading newspaper also, there will be lengthy articles, the lengthy like news paragraph and other things. There, while preparation itself, like you have to make sure that what are the key objectives in that thing, key words. Like personally, what I was doing is like lengthy article also. I used to have a 10 to 15 keywords. I used to revise those things. You can't revise each and everything, whatever you have read in the past. I think next time after 1 month or 2 months, if you are revising, it would be very difficult for you to revise entire thing. I was having short notes, simple white sheets, like A4 sheet cut into 4 pieces. I was having small sheets, like every news article, 10 to 15 keywords. If you revise those keywords, and you should be able to connect the dots in your mind itself. If you remember these keywords and you can make the story, you have to add flesh and bones to those things and prepare the answer. And exam is all about you have to make the job of examiners easy. He should not scratch his head to read out and understand what exactly you have written. That's what I was doing. And being a science student, I think many of my engineering friends and other fellows, they will agree with me. I used to follow flowchart and the web diagrams and other things. See, at the fag end, like last half an hour or something, even in my exam also, I wrote around 70 to 80 marks in last half an hour itself. What I did is like, instead of writing the paragraph, I don't know whether it will, I don't know how many of my friends will validate my point. Personally, I did that thing. And I am in the service means I think they will consider that method also. What I like deforestation, desertification, there was one question. Like if you start writing entire, like you can write 2-3 pages also. What I did is like desertification, if you cut the trees, soil loosening, soil wind flow and this water flow, other things, soil erosion, fertility of the soil will decreases. If you write these things in a paragraph wise, it will take at least 15, 20, at least 10 minutes to write this paragraph. What it is like simple flow chart. Cutting the trees, soil erosion, fertility of the soil will come down, and same time if you cut the tree, there will be another thing, rain, quantity will be reduced, right quantity, again water, moisture in the soil will decrease, again it will add up to the desertification. Like different web diagrams, flow charts. If you have crunch of time, you can use this method, diagrammatical representation. That will reduce the burden of the examiner also. He don't have to scratch his brain and other things to look into the what exactly details actually. Last half an hour and last resort. Not if you don't have much time to write, I think you can follow this thing.
For me also, I practiced almost the same strategy as Rajendra for answer writing. Not in the main examination, but before the main examination. Any question that you pick up, just make a flowchart diagram or framework of the answer that you think, of the points you think should be included in the answer. And I used to not limit myself to just the question. whatever issue the question is dealing with, then I used to pick up related issues and make like a bigger flow chart, because tomorrow in the examination you will not be asked the same question, though you may be asked on a similar issue or a similar topic. So if you have done that analytical practice of making, you know, flow chart and relating it to other similar issues, it will really help you when you're sitting for the paper.
In 3 hours, we are supposed to complete 20-25 questions depending upon the number of marks allocated to each question. If 10 marks questions, 25 like that, 250 marks total. So there is no time to think. So the more you read, the more you revise, your speed of writing will be more, apart from writing practice. So revise more, your speed will be like high. Then underline the keywords, write simple sentences rather than writing complex sentences. You can do away with repeating pronouns and all those things, so it will cut down the time.
To apply for the exam?
There will be a notification that will be released on the website of the UPSC. The KPSC follows a similar format. So in the month of January, February, there will be a notification for which it will be recommended that you personally check the website upsc.gov.in to get to know the dates of notification. If you go to the calendar of events for the year 2015 on the same website, the date on which they plan on releasing the notification and the last date for filling the forms will be given on the website. The timeline is more or less between January and February. The prelims is going to be in August. Any prelims is in May?
No, notification is in May.
Okay.
Prelims is in August.
Okay, I stand corrected. The notification date has been further postponed. We'll just open the link and show. We'll show.
Thank you. ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಏನಾದರೂ ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಅದರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಅದರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 9 ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು SC/ST ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ ಟು 35 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ವರೆಗೆ 37ವರೆಗೂ. ಈಗ ಜನರಲ್ ಮೆರಿಟ್ ಅವರು 32 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ವರೆಗೂ 6 ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ಸು, ಇವರು OBC ಅವರು 35 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ವರೆಗೂ 9 ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ಸು, ಮತ್ತು SC/ST ಅವರು 37 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ವರೆಗೂ ಅನ್ಲಿಮಿಟ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲನಾದರೂ ಬರಿಬೋದು.
ಸೊ ಈ ಇಯರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಅಂದರೆ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯ ಇದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವೀಗ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಷನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೀವು ಈಗಲಿಂದನೇ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಈ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ತೊಗೊಳೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುವಂಥ ಈಗ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸು, ಮೇನ್ಸು, ಇಂಟ್ರ್ಯೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ, ನೀವು ಈಗ ಇಂಟ್ರ್ಯೂಗೆ ಹೋದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಈಗಿನ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಜನರಲ್ ಮೆರಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ 6 ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬರಿಬೋದು ನೀವು.
32 ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪುನಃ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಯಾವ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೊದಲು ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಇಂದಾನೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಧಾರವಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸು 2 ಕಡೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ 2, ಧಾರವಾಡ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು, ಧಾರವಾಡ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದಾದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಷ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೂನಿಯರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮದು 2013 ಬ್ಯಾಚು, 2014 ಬ್ಯಾಚಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬರು IPS ಮತ್ತು IAS ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ, ಈಗ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಜಾಗ್ರಫಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದು ಪಾಸ್ ಆದಂಥವ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೇನಾದರೂ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಿಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅನಿಸಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇದು ತೊಂದರೆ ಅನಿಸಿದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆಯೋಂಥ ಇದು ಇದೆ, ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ.
ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಾ?
ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಏನು ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೂ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜು ಇದೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜು ಇದೆ. ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಈ ಥರ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆ್ಯಡೆಡ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್, ಈಗ ಏನೇ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಅದನ್ನು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದೋದು ಭಾಳ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಅದು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಓದ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ.
Okay, thank you.
Writing the mains exam for answers for the mains, we'll be writing both the positive aspects as well as the negative aspects of the answer. While writing the negative aspects, is it okay if we give some live examples like politician X has done something and something went wrong? Or will it create some negative impact on the marks?
Negative aspects are subjected to the question, definitely. If they are asking something else, and you need not write negative altogether, but if it is like critical evaluation or discuss or what do you think about it, and if you really want to point out some mistake, it's fine, but it should not be very extremist in view, in the sense. You can give another example and just validate your statement. You say what negative you want to write on one topic.
Like, can we point out some of the political parties has done something? Can we do that? No.
See, how do you know that that political party has done that?
No, by going through the newspapers or something.
That is, so how do you know that newspaper is 100% right? That is the problem.
You can avoid something like naming and shaming. It is better avoided unless and until there is very concrete proof of something that may have come in the papers, maybe you can mention. Or you can make a subtle hint towards what you would like.
And regarding the English language while we are writing, should it be very professional or is it okay if it is simple and easily understood?
What is the difference between professional and simple?
Like some of the big words, jargons or all those things.
No. See, basically when you're writing, please do not try to be someone else when you're writing. You know, please try to express yourself as honestly in your own language as simply as possible. Do not try to be too flamboyant or try to use too many big words picked out from the dictionary, because the non-genuineness of it is going to reflect in your ideas. So if you can write as simply as possible, it is all right, but just be true to your style of writing. Whether it is simple or whether it is flamboyant, choose your style and stick to it.
See, IAS officer has to be a jack of all trades, okay? And the two UPSC is not looking for English expert or something, okay? They don't want good doctors, they don't want good engineers, they don't want good sociologists, geographists, historians. They don't want these type of things. They want a person who can deal with the problems actually. And just because you can speak good English, that doesn't make you that good officer also, okay? These type of things, you have to have a social concern. And you should be knowing, you should be having a mindset to analyze the problem, and you should give the solution. And whatever the way you like lucid, simple English, that will make the job of an examiner very easy. If you can communicate your thought and other things in a coherent fashion, in a lucid manner, that will make the job of an examiner easy, and you will get good marks only actually. You don't have to be an English expert to get good marks in the UPSC exam.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Akshay. Once civil service is done, what next? I mean, what was the training program like in Mussoorie, and what is the Bharat Darshan thing? You know, could we have a little idea of what it is?
And the way we laughed at this question, I think that conveyed the message. I think we are really happy the way things are turning out now, and this service give you like plenty of opportunities. Like as you particularly mentioned about the Bharat Darshan, I had never dreamt of some of the things in my life, that I would be going to Jammu Kashmir, and I would be wearing that army uniform, and I will be like going to the borders, see the Pakistani borders, Pakistani areas, and that some of the Bombay High, we landed in middle of the sea, like so there are like some oil rigging sites, we went there. It gives you, like, I'm just mentioning because like I'm just having a goosebumps now, that just thinking about that Bharat Darshan, in the sense like it was really exciting. And that as a job also, after finishing that academy life, now we are in district and we are getting to know about the people's problems and what are the solutions provided by the government and what are the flaws in it, how to communicate these type of problems to the higher level officers. We are doing that thing, and these jobs give you so much opportunities and a platform to such an extent you can really solve those type of problems if you really concerned about them, and you can see the changes happening in front of your eyes. See, it's like, one day like you will be traveling in one road, one bad village road. If you really want to do that something, you can call that engineer, and if provisions are there, you can make the good roads there, and you can travel, and you can see the happiness on the people face also. Okay, in the sense, really you can do, if you really want to do something, you can do that and you can see the difference.
For the IAS, we have a 2-year training course. We spend the first 15 weeks in what is called the foundation course. In the foundation course in Mussoorie, we have the Indian Administrative Service, the Indian Foreign Service, and the Indian Police Service, along with whom we train collectively. So apart from academic sessions, the other highlights of the foundation course include a 10-day trek to the Himalayas, a 10-day exposure to the Indian villages where we live in one of the villages in UP, Haryana, Rajasthan or Himachal, to acquaint ourselves with the issues. And apart from that, we have a lot of team building exercises so that we get to understand our colleagues better, with whom we will be spending the rest of our lives in service. After that, we have a 8-week Bharat Darshan, where all of us are divided into smaller groups of 15 to 20 people, where we have various attachments like the attachment with the army, with the air force, with the navy, tribal attachment with NGOs, attachment with probably the tourism department, exposure to districts, exposure to police, and exposure to various other parts of Indian governance. So not only do we get to travel, we also get to understand how probably the country is functioning with the various institutions and how they contribute to our society. You will also be visiting public sector undertakings, private factories and other such places. After that, we have a 26-week professional course in Mussoorie, where we get specific inputs with regard to the issues that we will be dealing with in the field. Experts are called, and it is basically in the nature of academic inputs. After that, we have 52 weeks of district training, where we will be in the district and we will be training in the various fields. We have a 2-month debriefing phase 2, where we go back to Mussoorie, and it is again experience sharing. And I think the highlight, everyone will agree, is this morning 6 o'clock PT. You have to wake up every morning at 6 o'clock, run to the polo ground, which is about 2 kilometers away, exercise for an hour, and come huffing and puffing back up to get ready and run to class at 9:30.
I don't know, still some of you didn't ask this question, and so much I'm taking that question and answering. And you people must be wondering how people, some outside state, people are coming here to Karnataka, and many people, like when I was having discussion with you people outside, and how did you land in Karnataka? Being a Karnataka fellow, how did you land here? Someone asked that thing, I'm just answering that. Before writing mains, they will ask for a detailed application form. Though it is called IAS, IPS examination, but there are like 24 different services, I think. 24 different services. IAS is one of the exam. Along with that thing, Indian Foreign Service, Indian Police Service, Indian Railway Traffic Service, Indian Revenue Service, Income Tax, Customs, Indian Railway Account Service, Indian Estate Service, Indian Defense Account Service. There are like too many services, 24 services are there. And you have to give the preferences there. Whether you want to opt, if you get a first rank, you want to take IPS, IFS or IAS, you have to give that thing, preferences. Like most of us, like all of us are here, like we selected IAS as our first preference, that's why we are here. And along with that thing, our, like all states have been grouped into 24 cadres, I think. 24 cadres. There again you have to give the preferences there. Since I am from Karnataka, I had given my preference, first preference as Karnataka, second like so on and so forth. 24 states I had numbered. And depending upon your rank and the availability of the seats in particular category, quota and other things, they will allot. There is a roster system. Depending upon your rank and along with that roster system, they will allot the cadres. In any state, if in our batch only, I will give the example of my batch only, 8 IAS seats were there for Karnataka. Out of 180 All India IAS seats, 8 were allotted to Karnataka. Out of that thing, 1/3 seats will be given to insiders, in the sense those who are born and brought up here, to domicile, in the sense born here in Karnataka, that would be given to 1/3 candidates. That means 3 of us are from Karnataka, that's why we land here, and 2/3 of the seats are filled by outside that state actually. This is how the cadre allocation has been done.
Thank you, sir.
Everyone, I would like to know the optional subjects from past morning year subjects. What are the optional subjects available?
We'll just open the link and show you whatever is available. Okay. That material that you all can refer to. So there is not too much of out of the blue questions and ideas being asked.
Can explain to
Yeah, this is the calendar of events for the year 2015. The UPSC also conducts a lot of examination for the other services. The civil services prelims is going to be held on the 23rd of August. 23rd of August. The notification will be coming out in May. Whenever the notification comes out, the deadline for the last date of applications will also be given. Men generally have to pay 50 or 100 rupees as application. For women, it is free. No, please don't laugh. Be happy. It's a nice thing. And I think Snehal would also endorse the view, since so many girls are here. It's a very good career opportunity for everyone in general and women in particular. Because all your material needs are taken care of and one doesn't have to be dependent on parents or any other person for any of our requirements, and you'll have a lot of scope for personal and professional growth also. So women should very, very seriously consider a service in the government. You get a lot of benefits also. We get maternity leave, childcare leave as and when the situation comes. Men get only 15 days of paternity leave. Obviously, we need more. So the government takes care of you in many, many respects. Should I read it out? Is it visible? Should I read it out? There is agriculture, animal husbandry, anthropology, botany, chemistry, civil engineering, commerce and accountancy, economics, electrical engineering. Okay, I think now it is visible. We can just scroll down. See, it is my request that if you all do a little bit of Google search, a lot of these questions, if we miss out on some points, the factual points, you will get it online in terms of the timetable, the date line, and in terms of the subjects available, in terms of the syllabus, because we may miss out a point or two, but if you go online, it's getting information directly from the horse's mouth. As an optional, you can also opt for literature of languages, and the languages have been mentioned. So one can opt to have an optional in Assamese, Bengali, Dogri, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Marathi, any of the language that you are comfortable with. Have a look at the syllabus.